Hey guys, Garrett McLaughlin here with Dr. Deming, and today in this video we want to talk about proprioception of the foot, why that matters for running, creating a good spring with your lower extremity, which ultimately translates to better function and running performance.
Yeah, so one of the things that we always check when we're looking at runners and doing our initial evaluation is how is the big toe moving and how are the lesser toes able to spread and interact with the ground. So that's why we're standing here barefoot, because we're going to demonstrate some of that as well. So doing things barefoot is important for a number of reasons. We really want to get our nerve endings on the bottoms of our feet. They're called proprioceptors. We want to get those awake and alert and working for us, because those are going to send signals up and down our body, up and down our leg and our chain of support about where and what position our body is in, and that sets off a good balance, a good landing, a good loading, and a good spring right there. So those tiny little adjustments that can be made quicker and more efficiently are going to help us out.
So first exercise, if we dig into, is something most people are familiar with. I find a lot of people have difficulty with, is what's called toe yoga. So just teaching the big toe and lesser toes how to move independently of each other. So as you're doing toe yoga, if you're standing here in a nice neutral position, trying to push that big toe down into the ground, extend the small toes, and then push the small lesser toes down to the ground, extend the big toes. You can see you have a tendency here to a degree to let that foot and that ankle roll a little bit. If I can stay as neutral as possible and allow those toes to move, that's the best situation here or position for success. And then are there any certain progressions you would recommend on putting on top of that?
I mean, that's a big one. So there's a separate muscle complex that controls the big toe independently from the lesser toes. So when we ask people to do this, definitely when I ask patients and clients to do this, I always get this puzzled look about what does this mean? Why are we doing this? And so getting that big toe to work independently is an important feature of our natural gait, whether it's walking or running. And in this case, that big toe being able to move and press down and really purchase into the ground gives us a lot better spring and push off in our gait.
And then from there, I always think harder progressions in terms of getting that foot to be active and to do its job is to get into a single leg as well. So some people I find can do a good job of doing this. Once they can do this in a controlled environment, like I say, get that big toe to push into the ground and really differentiate the toes, even going into a single leg stance as well, which becomes a little bit harder from a balance and stability standpoint. But you think of most of the activities we want this to carry over to running, walking, being active outdoors and doing different things, doing things with the kids in the yard or what have you, have more of a single leg component. So teaching the basic of proprioception with 2 feet, going to a single leg, which could increase the demand on that. And then do you have any recommendations on other foot drills that you find people really struggle with?
Well, from there, this is taking it up another level, is to do a heel raise with it and kind of an isometric hold. So usually I use something for balance. I mean, if you're really good, maybe you don't need something, but doing what Garrett was just showing you with that big toe and the lesser toe spread and really pushing it down into the ground as I lift my heel up just an inch or two off the ground and holding that. And I always think of the big toe then is like the kickstand of a bicycle. So you're really pushing that big toe down into the floor and using it for support. And the muscles on the inside of the arch are going to start to get a little tired after 15 seconds or so. And that's good for strengthening those arch muscles as well. So when we want to talk about preventing issues like plantar fasciitis and arch pain and some of those things, it goes a long ways for that as well.
Yeah, awesome. So if you guys have any questions as it relates to foot proprioception, plantar fasciitis, post-hip tendinopathy, those types of things that tend to plague people, especially runners, welcome to reach out. I hope you found value in this video today, and thanks for watching.